Good morning, children. We are discussing about chapter relations and functions, and in this connection, we had a discussion over. So far, we have discussed about relations in details. Under that, we had a discussion of types of number one types of relations. Number one. Then the second point that we had discussed, that is equivalence relation. And the third very important point that we discussed, that is equivalence class. So these 3 points we have discussed in detail so far. Now the next point that we are going to discuss is very much related to this topic, that is relation. So function we are going to discuss. Function is basically a special type of relation. Means it is a type of relation. Why we are saying special? Because this characteristic I show by arrow diagram. This we take domain and this we take as codomain. And this is set B, this is set A. Elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here it is A, B, C, D, E, F, C. Then, if 1 is related to A, 2 is related to B, 3 is related to also B, 4 is related to D, and 5 is related to E. Right? Then this type of expression or this type of relation we term as function because of the fact that every element of domain is uniquely related to the element of codomain. Every element of domain, see, 1 is related to A. It's not that 1 is related to A as well as 1 is related to B. Had it been 1 is related to A and 1 is related to B, then this will not be a function. Hope it is clear. That is what is termed as this will not be there. If it is not there, then we say this is a function. So if I write this arrow diagram in set form, say in set form, this is a function defined from A to B. F is a function we are saying defined from A to B, and F we write in the form of ordered pair. So it will be 1 comma A, ordered pair of 1 comma A, then 2 comma B, then 3 comma B again, then 4 comma D and 5 comma E. 4 comma D and 5 comma E. So this is a function. In fact, in case of function, the first element is not repeated. Do remember, the first element in case of function is not repeated. However, these details we have studied in class 11th. Now, the next point that we are going to discuss, how will be the graph of function. So, now we try to draw the graph of function. The graph of function is important from 1 mark question point of view. That is, the graph of a function is always parallel to y-axis. If it is a function in x, then the graph will be parallel to y-axis. So that is let us draw a graph. If it is kind of this one, then we say that this is not the graph of function. It is not the graph of function because it is parallel to y-axis. I repeat my thing. I might have mistaken or misinterpreted earlier. The graph of function is never, make sure, it is never parallel to y-axis. Never parallel to y-axis. Because the fact is that, say this is x1. So x1 is related to y1, then x1 is related to y2, and likewise x1 is related to y3. So x1 is not uniquely related. Hence it is not the graph of a function because it is not uniquely related. So graph of function is never parallel to y-axis. If it is not parallel to y-axis, then it will be a graph of function. Always remove. I can draw one more, or we will discuss one more that will be making your concept clear like this. Let us draw this kind of graph, say. So this is again parallel to y-axis. Parallel to y-axis, it is not the graph of function. Hope it is clear. This way we can draw the graph of function. So graph of a function is never ever parallel to y-axis. That is related to graph of a function in x, which is there in our syllabus. Now, number of functions we can draw from one set to another set. Say f is a function defined from set A to set B, and number of elements in set A, say it is n, and number of elements in set B is n, say. Then how many functions we can draw from set A to set B? This we have to find out. Now, to understand the concept, I draw arrow diagram. Number of elements are n. In domain set A, this is B, codomain is B. Number of elements are m, a1, a2, dash, dash, an, and then b1, b2, dash, 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 bn. Now, number of functions we are talking about. So this element can be related in n number of ways. See, first element is related in n number of ways. Second element can also be related in n number of ways. This way, when we proceed, so mth element is also related in n number of ways. So this n is repeated m number of times. N is repeated m number of times. Therefore, the number of functions from A to B equals to n to the power of m, applying fundamental principle of multiplication, number of functions. For example, I hope this concept is clear. For example, we take this is set A containing elements 1, 2, 3, 4. This is set B containing elements A, B, C. Then how many functions are defined from set A to set B? Apply this formula, we get number of functions from A to B equals to, apply the formula, number of elements here it is 3, so 3 to the power of 4, that is equals to 81. These are the number of functions defined from set A to set B. Hope it is clear. This way we can find out number of functions. And so far, again I would like to repeat the topics we have discussed or subtopics we have discussed. Function we started with. What is a function? Then graph of a function, and the third thing, that is number of functions defined from set A to set B. Next thing is that types of functions. So next type is types of functions. This one is important part, and basically we can say that this is the beginning part of class 12 syllabus that we have to discuss. Now say that is first is one function. One function. One function, as the name suggests itself, one function, it means when each element of domain is having only one image in codomain. That is, this is our domain, this is our codomain. Say elements are A, B, C, D, E. Here elements in codomain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then one is related, A is related to 1, B is related to 2, C is related to 3, D is related to 4, and say that E is related to 6. So here each element of domain is having only one image in codomain. So this type of function is called one function. Now the same thing I write in the form of ordered pair. Say the function was f. So f will be a comma 1, then b comma 2, then c comma 3, next is d4 and e6, d4 and e6. Now here the thing is that the second element is not repeating. Do understand, do remember that if it is a one function, if it is an one function, then the second element is not repeated. And if the second element is repeated, then we say it is not one, rather it is a many one. Hope the concept is clear. So in one function, in the form of ordered pair, the one function is there, then second element is not repeated. That's how we can easily find out whether it is a function, whether it is one or not. So the other thing that I talked about, that is many one. So if it is a graph of many one or function is many one, so that is, if it is a many one function, say it is A, it is B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, say. Then 1 is related to A, 2 is related to A, and 3 is related to B. Function is defined. So this is many one because 1 and 2 both are related to A. And the same thing when we write down in the form of ordered pair, we get 1 comma A. The others will also be repeated. Do remember, because then it will not be a function. If any element is left unassociated, then this is not a function. So we get 1A, then 2A, the next is 3B, next is 4 and 5, both are related to C. So 4 comma C, and then 5 comma C. So what is being observed? That second element is repeating. So whenever second element is repeated of ordered pair, then we say that it is not a one function, rather it is many one. Now, how to find out one function in the case of when the set is not finite? So far, the discussions we had, it was related to finite sets. Domain was finite, codomain was also finite. Now, take an example where this both the domain and codomain are infinite. Say f is a function defined from set of natural number to set of natural numbers. Say f of x equals to 3 plus 4x. Now, then this we have to prove it is a one function. So for that we cannot proceed as we had proceeded in the case of finite set, because the set is infinite. Then we apply a generalized method. In generalized method, how we prove same as this, try to understand. Actually, in one function what happens, in short we can say that different elements have different images. Like this we can understand this way: set A, set B, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. A related to 2, B related to 1, C related to 3. So different elements have different images. Or in other words, same elements have same images. This concept we use to prove one function, or also known as one functions are also known as injective mapping. That is injective mapping. Injective mapping. So different elements of domain have different images. This concept we use to prove injectiveness of function for infinite sets. Now see how we start. Let us take x1 and x2 are two elements of domain. Remember, domain, such that they have same images. Repeating again, please pay attention. x1 and x2 are natural numbers belonging to domain subject to the condition both have same images. Now, what I said earlier, if the images are same, then elements should also be same. That is the requirement of one function or injective mapping. F of x1 from the function, it is equals to 3 plus 4x1, and f of x2, that will be 3 plus 4x2. Cancelling out 3 and further cancelling out 4, it is reduced to x1 equals to x2. It means, I hope it is clear. Not clear this one? Now this one, x1 equals to x2 we are getting. So this implies that the images were same, so are the elements. Images were same, so are the elements. That's how we prove one-oneness or injective mapping for function. Hope it is clear. The next thing we are going to have, which is the part of our NCERT syllabus, how many one functions we can define from set A to set B. Say f is defined from A to B, and set A is having these elements. Set A, then set B is having these elements. Now, how many one functions we can define from set A to set B? What will happen? The concept is that this I have to write down again, because we are continuing with one function. We have taken set A, we have taken set B, 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, F is defined from A to B. We have to find out number of one functions. So understand the concept of how to find out number of 1 functions. So the concept is that 1 can be related to any of the 3 elements. That means for 1 we have 3 options. Then for the next element we have 2 options. And for the other ones, so for 1 I keep here D also. So again 1 is having 4 options, sorry to repeat. Then 2 is having 3 options. Then 3 is having 2 options, and then 4 is having 1 option. So keep it in mind that 1 functions can be defined when number of elements here are more than the number of elements in domain. That means number of elements in the codomain is either equal to number of elements in domain or more than that, then only. Otherwise, if the number of elements in domain is more and number of elements in codomain is less, then number of 1 functions will be 0. Very important question. So total number of 1 functions from set A to set B, it will be 4 factorial. Hope it is clear. So this we can understand that 4, apply the concept of permutations, 4 elements are there, 4 places are there, 4 elements to 4 places that can be arranged in 4 factorial or factorial 4 ways. Had it been 5 elements, 5 elements in codomain, then number of 1 functions. So in that case, we have 5p4 number of 1 functions. So do remember, in short now, if number of elements in A equals to n, number of elements in B equals to n, then number of 1 functions from A to B equals to n, sorry, that is npm. Condition is what? N is greater than equals to n. Remember, very important condition. We take an example. Like in this case, here we have already understood 5 elements are there, 4 elements are there. So number of 1 functions are 5p4, which we can solve as we had done in class 11. 5p4, that will be equals to 5 factorial, then 5 minus 4 factorial, that is equals to 5 factorial, and that is further equals to 120. So this is how we can find out 1 functions. The next is we are having many one we have already understood. Next is onto. Next type of functions, onto functions. Now onto functions we can understand with an example. Say that on a particular day in class 12 A, 50 students turned up, and the number of single chairs were 50 or less than that. If it is equals to 50, number of chairs equals to 50 and students are also 50, and each student occupies single chair, then this correspondence, it will be onto, which is also known as surjective mapping. If it is less than 50, then also the students have to be accommodated there. Then also again it will be onto function. In short, a function is onto if the number of elements of codomain, or understand this way, that all the elements of codomain have 3 images in domain. This you can understand by this diagram: set A, set B, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4. A is related to 1, B is related to 2, C is related to 4 and D is related to 3. So no element of codomain is left which is unassociated to the element of domain. So we say that is onto mapping or surjective mapping. 1-1 functions or surjective mapping. Hope it is clear. Surjective mapping. So all elements of codomain have pre-images in domain. Now we write down this correspondence in the form of f, that is equals to a comma 1, then b comma 2, then c comma 4, and then d comma 3. One important thing to notice that the collection of all the second elements, is equals to codomain. So whenever the collection of all the second element is equals to codomain, the function is definitely onto or surjective. This is the method we can find out. Easily we can check it out. Then this was the case of finite sets. Now we discuss how to prove onto in the case of infinite sets. Take an example. For example, f of x equals to 3 plus 5x and f is defined from n to n. Now we have to check whether it is surjective or not. For proving this function is surjective or not, we assume, let us say that image of x is equals to y, f of x equals to y. F of x, put the value of f of x, 3 plus 5x equals to y. Then we get x equals to y minus 3 upon 5. Now, function was defined from n to n. We check it from this expression whether it is onto or not. Now, if I put n equals to 1 and y is the element of codomain. If I put y equals to 1, so y equals to 1 minus 3 upon 5 minus 2 upon 5, which does not belong to n. So the value of x does not belong to n. That means 1 is not having pre-image. Likewise, 2 is not having pre-image. Likewise, 3 is not having pre-image. So what we discussed in the definition itself of onto, that each element should have a pre-image. So we find that elements not having 1, 2, 3 do not have pre-images, so this function is not onto. That's how we can check onto. Keep it in mind. Putting any value. Had it been, now if it had been defined from R to R, I take a different case. Domain and codomain we have changed. Now if I put y, any real number, so real number minus 3 is real number divided 5 is again real number. So that means this x belongs to R. Hope it is clear. If I ask you what is the pre-image of 1, pre-image of 1, so take y equals to 1. Y equals to 1 we put here. So we try to find out pre-image of 1. So that is x equals to 1 minus 3 upon 5 minus 2 upon 5. This is the pre-image of 1. X, y we have taken 1 and this belongs to R. So that we term as pre-image of 1. F inverse. If I ask you what is F inverse of 2, that means I am asking you pre-image of 2. So to find the pre-image of 2, put here y equals to 2. That is, we get 2 minus 3 upon 5 minus 1 upon 5. This is the pre-image of 2. This way we can find out onto functions. So far we have discussed onto functions for finite sets and infinite sets. Next is on into functions. into. For into function, the next type is into mapping. Into functions, again we take the help of arrow diagram. This makes picture pretty clear to a large extent to the students. See, into function. 1 is related to A, 2 is related to B, 3 is related to C, 4 is also related to C by some relation, by some function. This is okay. Now here what is happening, that two elements are left which are not having their pre-images. So we say that this function is not into. Sorry, this is not onto. This is not onto, rather it is into function. So in the case of into functions, what happens, that the elements of codomain sum, one or more than one elements of codomain do not have their pre-images. One or more than one elements of codomain do not have the pre-images. This you can understand by a simple example, that on a particular day, out of 50 students, 30 students turned up of class 12th. I am continuing with the previous example that I had started with. Out of 50, 30 students turned up, and in the class 50 chairs available. Then 30 students will occupy or accommodate in 30 chairs. Rest 20 chairs are left unadjusted or unaccommodated. So in that case, we say that this correspondence is not onto, rather it is into mapping. So to remember, this is the concept into mapping. These were the different types of functions which we have studied right from the start. In the next class, we will discuss about proving bijectivity. Bijectivity, we say a function is bijective if it is 1 and onto both. A function which is 1 as well as onto, that is known as bijective function. This we will discuss in the next class. However, we have some questions related to NCERT, so that I will tell you what are. You can just go to page number. This is page number 8. Page number 8. Here some arrow diagrams are given, students. You attempt and then find out which functions are 1, which ones are onto, which ones are into, and likewise, and which ones are both 1 and onto. Try to find out. Then what I simply want to say, that just try to attempt the examples and try to find out types of functions which we have studied here, and also try to solve exercise this one 1.2, where you have to find out what kind of functions are there. All are real functions. You have to find out whether it is 1, onto, or it is both 1 and onto, like this. We will meet in the next class. Thank you, and keep attending the classes. Keep always attending the classes, as well as do take very good care of yourself as well as of your parents. And if further any doubt arises, do ask us. I will be there. Thank you. Have a nice day.